It is so thrilling to see our Indian community here so successful, each in their own fields. All of us have different mother tongues. We worship different images of God. We worship in different temples with a variety of customs. And yet, we are all gathered here today together. That message of unity in the midst of diversity, and diversity within the unity, is the spirit of our Indian culture. What is culture in the first place? When a group of people develop some common nodal points in regard to what they hold as excellence in terms of beliefs, values, ideas, aspirations, traditions, rituals, etc. And those nodal points are passed down from generation to generation. It creates the culture of a community. Our Indian culture is one of the newest to have reached the shores of the continent of North America. The first Indians started arriving just in the year 1960. And in the space of 6 decades, we have thrived and prospered. We do deeply respect the great values on which the country of America has been founded, of liberty, equality, and justice, that has enabled all of us to practice our culture. This culture is so dear to us because, to a large extent, what we are, we owe it to our culture. And all of us hold that very dear to our hearts. And one of the foremost things in the minds of all of you is to see it being passed down to the future generations. For that, we need a flagship event. An event that makes us all gather together. An event which doesn't belong to any one of our organizations, but to the entire community. And what better event than the Diwali festival? This aesthetically illuminating festival, its tradition began many millennia ago, when Bhagavan Ram returned after 14 long years to Ayodhya, and the residents spontaneously broke into a celebration. That tradition continues today. And within that tradition is so much of spiritual meaning as well. Like the residents of Ayodhya, our hearts are bereft of God consciousness. And by lighting the lamps and celebrating this festival of lights, we invite God into our hearts and in our lives. Alongside with that, we celebrate as one of the major highlights of Diwali, Mahalakshmi Puja, and we pray to the Divine Mother for prosperity, not just material prosperity, to bless us with the treasures of divine love, divine knowledge, divine faith. So this festival of Diwali is so representative of our culture, which says, Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamusoma Jyotirgamayo Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. O Lord, lead us from untruth to the truth, And we see the light as representative of the truth. The Golden Gate Bridge in California, when it was inaugurated in the year 1937, was the longest and highest bridge of the world. Its suspension span is 1400 yards, and the height, it goes to 765 feet. So the cable is about 3 feet in diameter that holds all the cars, trucks and vehicles that go by. But if you see the cross section at the end, you will discover that this 3 feet cable is not just one entity. It has got 27,572 small cables, each of them that long, about 7,000 feet. In their combined strength, they are able to do their work, and the Golden Gate Bridge is standing as a testimony to the strength of unity. Our scriptures tell us that in the age of Kali, strength lies in unity. While the country of America has provided us with the freedom to practice our culture and thrive, the state of Pennsylvania was the first, New York was the second, and then New Jersey, where Diwali became a state holiday. And this is our chance to celebrate it at such a grand scale that people in Texas will realize that presently it's a fact that while New Jersey was the biggest catchment of the Indian population, the whole country is realizing it is now DFW that's becoming the biggest catchment of the Indian population. And that is why, if we all get together, we can definitely make it happen in Texas as well, that in future Diwali will be a state holiday of this state. So, this is not the event of any one organization. It's the combined event of all of us. We would love to see on the display boards the creatives of 120 Indian organizations coming up one after the other, after the other, after the other. Imagine what an impact it would create. We would love to see on the stage, the dance stage, all the communities coming up and presenting their dances, one after the other. Imagine the impact that it would create. We would love to see on the community performance stage the performances of all the communities of all of us. So we look forward to this. It is so thrilling to see everybody gathered here. I was just extremely humbled listening to the tremendous goodness in each person here who is doing selfless social work, who are prosperous and successful for themselves, and who are focused in giving back to their community. We have got such a wonderful crowd here, and by God's the blessings of Sri Ram, you all have achieved tremendous success. So that makes us a very, very powerful community. We would like to help each other. There was a farmer, I tell in my lectures, who used to always win the prize for his corn nationwide. And he would take the seeds and give them to the neighboring farmers. The correspondents asked him that you have the best corn and you're distributing the seeds to your neighbors. He said, you know what? The pollen flies from their fields to mine. If they have inferior corn, it's going to affect my crop as well. I need them to prosper so that mine prospers even more. So we must all have that spirit that together we are going to prosper and we are going to help each of us do well. And the Diwali Mela is going to be a symbol of that. So we look forward to everybody's participation in every possible way. We have taken up the task of bringing 50,000 people, which means all of us must invite everybody from our community. Let us try and get the sponsorships, the stalls, the participation and everything. And while all of you, we would like to express our heartfelt appreciation for your reaffirmation of your commitment.